Beehive Sports Podcast is powered by Swing Juice. Visit swingjuice.com. Promo code Beehive20, 20% off your golf and MLBPA apparel. Happy Hump Day, everybody. We're doing an afternoon show. Thanks for joining us. I'm sure work's been a lot of fun so far today. I gotta go at 3, so I get it. Today's show, we're gonna get into first, we're gonna start off with our announcement. We're gonna announce the nominees for the Peppermill Presents the Beehive Sports Podcast Best Male and Female Fall Athlete for Warren County schools. So we're going to announce those. That's going to be right off the bat. Then we're going to get into Buzz and Buzz Kill, Reality and Overreaction. Oh, local shout-outs, of course. We'll talk about the Eisenhower playoff game. No sports history today, but we're going to go straight to Sketty on, following the Buzz. Sketty's on today, NFL officiating. In the things that sting, we have the tragedy at Virginia University. We'll discuss that, as well as Yasiel Puig pleading guilty for lying to authorities about a gambling ring. We'll wrap up the show with the NFL Week 11 three-bagger. Let's go.
Welcome to the Beehive Sports Podcast. Here are your hosts, Joe and Sketty.
The Buzz is brought to you by Busch Light. Attention hunters, your favorite camo cans are back. Get it wherever you purchase your adult beverages. Please drink responsibly. And Napoli Pizza. That's right. When there's football season on Tbsp, there's Napoli's weekly specials, pickup or delivery available, located in North Warren. And Hillview Signs and Graphics, Hillview Towing, 814-730-0348. So like I said, the afternoon shift shows have begun. Luckily, Sketty has a flexible schedule, or else we wouldn't be able to do this every week. Really wouldn't, because my schedule is not flexible. So there should only be a few of these. I didn't look too far into the future, but I think it's only a couple, and then we'll be back to our evening shows like normal. So the big announcement. So like I said, we talked about this on the show, I don't know, beginning of fall, right?
Yep.
Just toss the idea around. So I'm going to explain everything to everybody right now. The Peppermill Presents the Beehive Sports Podcast Best Male and Female Fall Athlete. So this is a Warren County award, like I said, for those who don't live in Warren County and listen. These are local high school students to our 4 main high schools. Well, I should say 3, but we'll get into that too. So basically what's going to happen is a winner, male and female winner will be selected. We're going to do fall, winter, and spring sports. And what they'll get is a plaque stating their award, and then a t-shirt that says they're the award winner. Unfortunately, that's all we can give them because due to NIL restrictions, because we were going to do like some gift cards to places, things like that. And we are not allowed, prohibited. So we don't want to get any of these kids in trouble. They're not, doing anything wrong. That would be on us giving it to them. But so that's all we can really give them because of the NIL restriction, which is being tossed around by the PIAA. So who knows? Eventually, maybe, it can be stretched out into some more shit, but we'll see. So basically, I spoke with Jeff White, Jim Penley, Clay Hayes, and Corey Copley, the athletic directors at their respective schools, being Warren, Eisenhower, Youngsville, and Sheffield. They agreed to participate, and what I asked of them is to nominate a male and female from fall sports. So I gave them criteria that I wanted, that me and you discussed. I mean, this wasn't like just me. Sketty's in on this too. Yeah. So, but I wrote the email. So I wrote in the email the criteria that we wanted met, which was 1, a leader. An athlete a coach can turn to and know they will be there to assist with whatever they need. 2, a great sense of humor. We like to laugh on our show. If we're going to interview these kids, they got to be entertaining. So like I said in the email, we don't want the class clown per se, but someone who makes the coaches laugh is enjoyable to be around. And number 3, a contributor. Now, this isn't ever going to be a stat-based award. Those guys get enough accolades Everybody knows that. But it's an athlete who pulls their weight for the team. So everybody agreed. We developed a selection committee of 5 of us. There's 2 of us, Sketty and I, and then 3 others who are on the selection committee. So now that we have the nominees, we're going to be opening discussions amongst ourselves to pick a winner. So today is just the announcement of the nominees. It's not who's winning the award. So we're going to get them started. The very first one. Oops, let me get to the right banners here. So we're starting with Warren female Eliza Brooke from girls soccer. Now, I requested each of these athletic directors to send me a brief statement on why they selected the player. So I'm going to read those as well. Eliza Brooke, one of the top students. This is per Jeff White, athletic director. One of the top students in the building. Eliza puts her heart and soul into all the sports that she plays. On the soccer field, Eliza is the girl who is always in the middle of the action. She's the player that all good teams have. She is not a superstar or a leading scorer, but she is the girl in the middle who is always working to get the next touch or to move the ball to her teammates. Eliza is a great teammate and very coachable, and is an outgoing student athlete who, whenever you see her in the hall, will say hello and ask you how your day is going. So congratulations, Eliza. It's the first nominee for fall soccer. She'll be, going up against the other females who we'll get to here in a second. Warren male, Will Nabinski, also soccer. Will is the ultimate team first player. He could have played on the field elsewhere, but was needed to be the goalie. So he put in the time and ultimately won the job through hard work in the offseason. If you go to a boys soccer game, you can see Will from his goalie position. He is always directing his teammates and shouting out encouragement. For a kid that is playing a position that ultimately puts him on an island every once in a while, he has an upbeat manner and is always smiling and never afraid to strike up a conversation. I do know Will. I play basketball with him once a week, and I can verify all that. Will he's a good kid. He makes I'm a pretty hard time a lot, but that's because his dad lets me do it. So congratulations, Will, as the first male nominee. So now we're going to get into Youngsville. And the first female from Youngsville is Lily Clow. Did I say her last name right? Is it Clow?
I would assume that's what it is, but I have no idea.
Well, you were useless. Thank you.
Not the first time I've heard that. Not offended.
We'll just call her Lily, but I think it's Lily Clow. So these are by athletic director Clay Hayes. He's been super into this idea and helping me out, and I appreciate him. So I just wanted to shout that out. Same to Jeff White, been super involved and responsive. So that much I appreciate. Lily is a dedicated athlete who has persevered in the face of adversity. Lily works hard in the classroom and on the volleyball court. Lily is someone that her classmates look up to. Lily's approach to life is carried over onto the volleyball court as she is determined to succeed, pushes herself to excel, and does so with a sense of humor. Lily is someone who her teammates always look to for a smile, and she's been the source of inspiration, putting others before herself. So congratulations, Lily, making it onto the nominations for the best fall female athlete. Youngsville male, Logan McDonald, cross country. Logan is a teammate, leader, and an athlete any coach would be lucky to have on his or her team. Logan has been a proven leader in cross country as well as other sports in which he participates. Logan leads by example in off-season workouts, practice, and meets. McDonald always tries his best and pushes himself beyond limits to constantly improve, smiling the entire time. Logan was a fantastic role model for younger athletes and has even taken a struggling teammate under his wing this year. Perhaps the best example of Logan's approach to competition could be seen earlier this season while placing third, just seconds ahead of fourth place finisher. As it happens, the fourth place finisher actually got lost and took the wrong turn on the course. Having noticed this, Logan said, "You would have beaten me fair. You would have beaten me fair and square had you not gotten lost," and gave his third place award to his competitor. So that's pretty cool. That's a good story. That's the stuff we need to hear about. Congratulations, Logan. So now on to Eisenhower. Now Eisenhower did make nominations. However, they did not get back to me. I mean, I sent the email out Monday, so I know they're all super busy. I'm thankful for when they do get back to me, but Penley did not get back to me with explanations as to why he made his 2 nominations.
He's trying to win a D10 title right now. He's got bigger stuff going on.
That crossed my mind. I was like, yeah, that guy's got shit going on. More important, bigger
exactly.
fish, bigger fish to fry.
Agree. Yeah.
Okay, so with that said, Eisenhower female Ellie Eastman of soccer for the soccer team, and Eisenhower male Mike Venata for football.
Veneta.
Well, it's spelled Venata.
Well, we always called Coach Veneta Coach Veneta. I'm pretty sure that's his kid. So either we said it wrong for a lot of years, which is possible.
I'm sure he was correcting you all the time anyway, so he probably left his name out of it. But congratulations, Ellie and Mike, also in the nominations. So if we get some, when I get the email from Coach Penley with the responses, I will maybe just post those on the page for people to read. Lastly, Sheffield did not respond to the emails. I made a phone call to, is it Corey Copley?
It's a Copley. I don't know which.
I think it said Corey in the email. So I made a phone call to him and was advised that he had to run it by his principal and would get back to me. That was about a month ago. Haven't heard anything. So unfortunately, we have no Sheffield nominees, which if you are a nominee, that betters your chances. So you should be happy about that. Right?
Correct.
Ups the chances of winning. We like that.
Odds are better.
So
yeah.
Congratulations to all of them. Thank you again, athletic directors, for participating. Clay, like I said, has been great. Jeff's been great. Coach Penley has responded. I understand that he has a whole lot going on too. So I'm sure I will hear from him in the future. But so the discussions will begin, and we're going to, I don't know, we probably have to set a timeline, I suppose, on that soon. I do plan on starting the email thread. Like I said, I sent that group text today. Did you see that?
I did not.
Well, God damn.
No good. I'm telling you. I was working. I was flipping pancakes all morning.
Yeah. Do you screw that up too, or just everything else?
Probably. I don't know.
Nobody sent their plates back?
No send back.
Uncooked pancakes or nothing?
All right. No, not today.
Anyways, so congratulations to all of them. Like I said, we're going to get the discussions going, and I'll probably just put a date out. Maybe it'll be 2 shows from now or something like that. Give us time to really hash out what we want to do and give Coach Penley time to give us his response. And then we'll go from there and make the announcements. So congratulations again to Mike, Ellie, Lily, Logan, Will, and Eliza. You guys are the first, what's it called? Inaugural nominees for this award. So, and like I said, we'll be doing this the plan is to do it for winter sports and for spring sports as well. So just little something, get some recognition out there. So that's what I'm saying. Like the Logan story, that was cool.
Yep.
Stuff you don't hear about. So this is a chance for us to hear about that kind of shit. So, all right, moving on. Local shout outs. Eisenhower football.
Is that the list this week?
That's it.
Yeah,
it
makes sense.
Not a whole lot going on right now.
I was just saying this fall or winter sports haven't started yet, and they're still playing.
So it's just
playoffs.
So, yeah, and this is all we got in the county going on in playoff wise. So, great crowd.
Yeah,
I like to think that we helped with that. We encouraged a couple people to head down there. We went. Sketty almost got tossed.
I did not almost get tossed. The girls The girls were over exaggerating.
I don't know. You got the look. The Jeff White gave you the look.
He didn't give me the look. He walked over and talked to me. And
that's almost getting tossed.
I told him the same thing. How's it ref going to throw the flag 30 seconds after the play is over and call pass interference? However, I did go back and watch the Your Daily Local broadcast of the game.
And there was one on the field way before that.
Way before that no one saw. And then I still don't know why that guy threw it late. I have no idea why he came in late. Oh, I did almost get tossed.
Andrew says
is Andrew the security guy?
You're lucky you knew the security guy.
That was still terrible. Guy should have thrown the flag late. But I do apologize because the Eisenhower kid reeled that kid.
And then Bunk gets obvious PI on Bunk on that long 2-point conversion try. And that you just let them play on that, and I don't know. But
yeah, well, I've heard a lot of complaining about the officials afterwards, and I was like, I don't know, just the one was real bad, I thought.
Andy says, when you get thrown out of Ralph Wilson, come talk to me.
All right.
That's getting sidetracked for a minute, but I know a guy who I used to work with him at the Presque Isle Downs Casino. His name was James. Well, he was a Skins fan, Commanders. That's who he liked, and he told me a story once about how when he went up. So his name's James Kelly, and he went up to a game, was watching, went to an area to smoke a cigarette. He's smoking. He stepped out of the area. Security guard came over and said, you got to stay in there. He's like, oh, I'm sorry. You getting mouthy? No, I'm not getting mouthy. Yeah, you are. What's your name? And he goes, Jim Kelly. And the security goes, yeah, I'm Bruce Smith. Let's go. Tossed him. He's like, no, I'm serious. My name is James Kelly.
Should have pulled the ID out.
Yeah, it didn't matter. Tossed. Thought he was being a dick and tossed him. Andrew says 2011, I was thrown out up there for making my hate for Buffalo even more. Well, I'm glad they threw you out, Andy. They don't need that kind of attitude at Bills home games. So good. Now, the difference is people now, if you get tossed from a game, you have to take the NFL fan code of conduct course before you're permitted back in, and you get a certificate. Like you graduate.
Yeah. All right.
Good stuff. Anyways, back to Eisenhower.
Yeah.
Great game though. Trailing the entire game until the final minutes. Bauer breaks that big run. Place went nuts. Like I said, the turnout was great. Eisenhower side was packed. Plenty of good seating available on the Cambridge Springs side. That's the way it should be. And yeah, they got the win.
Yeah, I mean, I thought Cambridge Springs played really well. Coaches had them prepared. They kind of sniffed out everything Eisenhower did. And, got to tip the hat to Eisenhower for prevailing through a game where it looked like Cambridge kind of had their number for the most part.
Yeah.
It was a heck of a football game.
The Cardiac Kids, is that what they called them on Your Daily Local? Is that where it was?
I believe so. Yep.
Yeah, it was. I mean, the back and forth, and then the conversion tries was a big topic. We watched, Kellogg was warming up right in front of us, getting a little frustrated at times when he thought he should be kicking an extra point and wasn't. For a good bit, I was with him on that. Of course, I don't know the ins and outs like these coaches do, so I don't want to assume anything, but it seemed like the right call would have been to kick in a couple of those scenarios.
However, the first two, I think for sure.
Right. And the third one,
buried the first one.
That's where, the third one, awareness kind of came in with me because I could see the frustration from Kellogg while that occurred. And I was kind of thinking, no, this is a situation where you want to go for 200% because it's going to give you a 7-point lead as opposed to 6.
The last one, yeah. The one before that, I thought was kind of
right. The two before that,
yeah. The one where it was 19, I think it was 20-19, and Eisenhower could have tied it up,
right?
And they hadn't really looked. Yeah, they hadn't. It was pretty iffy. I thought at that point, I was thinking, oh man, just get the tie. You've kind of been playing well on defense. Offense has been moving a little bit. You didn't need to be in a situation where they got, I think there was 5 minutes left at that point, roughly.
Yeah.
It kind of felt like Cambridge Springs could have ran the clock out. Had a good drive and sucked up all the time. And I said, it's a little dicey if you don't get it, which they didn't get. They didn't get a single 2-point conversion
in a row.
Yep.
So I mean, even when they got the ball back after Bauer's touchdown, then it was, the pick on the far side of the field to seal the game.
Yeah.
It was cool though. Like, I mean, I haven't seen you go to NFL games, and especially being a Bills fan, you're usually going through you go through ebbs and flows just of one single game. Those guys always talk about the ebbs and flows of a season. Like the emotional toll that Bills fans endure just watching one single game as it goes up and down and up and down over the years. That's why I have very little hair on my head. It's just it's what happened. But I was feeling that at a high school game, which was something I don't think I've ever felt before, because that was such a close game, back and forth, meaningful, a very meaningful game. The crowd was energized. We do have to have a talk with the Pigpen, though.
Yeah, they got it backwards.
They got it backwards, right? They get loud when Eisenhower has the ball. When they just quick lesson. Yeah. I think most people know this. We just got to educate the young. It's what we do. When Eisenhower has the football, we're quiet. Until a big play, you can cheer while Bauer's running 70 yards.
Exactly.
Sure, get loud. But at the line of scrimmage, we're quiet. Now, when Cambridge Springs, or in this case, next week, Reynolds has the ball, loud the whole time. Nonstop loud. Make it hard for them to hear and communicate. That's the idea. So just something we picked up on pretty early in that game, and it was just too much work to try and tell them in that moment.
Hey, yeah, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah. So, but hopefully, they'll figure it out. Take
it from me, idiot screaming at the ref.
Yeah.
I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, exactly. Guy who got yelled at by the athletic director, listen to him. Great advice. Been there.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's pretty much it. So this week, Reynolds, 1:00 Saturday at Sox Harrison at Edinboro, my college alma mater. I played a flag football game on that field. Not a real football game. Just flag. Nice. Yeah, scored a couple tutties.
I'm hoping the Knights come up with or need a little bit sharper performance, I believe.
Well, they had the bye week, so they shake the rust. They looked a lot better in the second half. If they can carry that through the week and into and still, despite what Bunk told me, I wonder if a little bit of those guys were kind of looking forward to Reynolds already.
I think we discussed that. This is a team that you've already beat.
Right. And
it's hard to get yourself up for that.
Assured us that wasn't the case, but the kind of the actions speak a little bit louder, and it seemed like maybe a little bit they were undermining Cambridge Springs, saying, we're looking at Reynolds. That's who we want. That's who everybody's talked about for the last 2 months, anyways.
Yep.
How good that matchup would be. So maybe there was a little bit looking ahead of that. And if that's the case, now we're here. So it's okay to look ahead at it now. You dodged the Cambridge Springs bullet. So we're moving on. But looking forward to that on Saturday. So we'll touch more on the result here when the time comes next week's show. Buzz and Buzz Kill. What's got you buzzing, Sketty Damas?
I think this week again, just the big stuff at the house is about wrapped up. It feels good to when I get done today. I don't.
Looks like shit.
Well, that's her stuff. That's put stuff away. I'm talking
about the big stuff. Easy to blame Riley. Easy to blame Riley. She ain't here.
I'm talking countertops are in. We got the faucets all plumbed in, so you can come over, take a leak. You can wash your hands. You don't have to walk all the way to the kitchen to do it. Just feels good to kind of have all the real big stuff is be a little more relaxed, relieved. It's all knocked off.
All right. My Buzz and Buzz Kill, they're both related.
Okay.
Obviously, anybody who's listened knows I'm a Homer Bills fan. It is what it is. I mean, I try to be realistic at times, but there is also times where Homerness takes over. And that time is right now. I'm looking at everybody who's calling them out, saying they aren't who we thought. They're frauds. They're this, they're that. Rams last November. That's all I got to say. 0-3 in November. We're the Rams. Still there at the end of the season, hoisting the trophy. So I'm not hitting any panic button. You kind of assume, I've said this 1,000 times, you kind of assume 5 losses, right? Sam Pusateri, good buddy of mine who I talk Bills with a lot. That's something that he always says too, is 5 losses. You can kind of assume every team's going to have 5 losses. If they don't, wow, that's spectacular. But 5 losses, you're still in. You could potentially be a 1 seed with 5 losses, depending on how, the other games shake out. Tougher.
Anymore, it seems like 12 doesn't quite get you there, but it can.
Especially since they added a game, that's
yeah.
And the Bills are only at 3, so there's not to say they, they even see 5. Who knows? But yeah, everybody relax. If you're a Bills fan, just relax. Yeah, Rams November didn't win a game, went 0-3. Buffalo has 2 games in the next week, Sunday and Thursday. So they could pop off 2 wins right there, and everybody's back to happy and shutting the fuck up about it, which is what I want.
I totally agree with that, but I wouldn't compare them to the Rams because I think the Rams were a straight garbage team that got extremely lucky 3 straight games to end the season to win a Super Bowl. So I would not compare your team to that. Like, you don't want to get lucky. You don't want to straight by.
If the Bills get lucky and win 3 straight games and then win the Super Bowl, you can call them whatever you want. I don't care.
Yeah, the Super Bowl win's a Super Bowl win, but I'm saying you don't want to.
I'm not saying the teams are built similar or anything like that. I'm saying that you can have a bad month and still win a Super Bowl. That's
you can absolutely. You absolutely can.
So I'm not hitting the panic button yet. So all right, what's killing your buzz?
What's killing my buzz? Nothing. I got no buzzkill this week. Nothing bugging me. Everything is good.
Wow.
Well, what do you want? The Niners are winning games. My house stuff's wrapping up. Like, I'm doing fine.
Life is good.
Nothing's good. This is like the most relieved I've been in a long time.
All right. Well, then I'll take over with my buzzkill. As I said, the 2 are connected. Josh Allen killing my buzz right now. Am I going to say he's regressing? No. Am I going to say he's in a little bit of a funk? Yes. But we know what he's capable of. It's not like I don't think that people can play to the level that he has in as many games as he has and then just become something that doesn't even remotely resemble a shell of that. It's just not going to happen. He's in a funk. Like I said, listen to Colin Cowherd the other day. Tim sent me the link. I didn't agree with everything Cowherd had to say about it, but what I did agree with was he said that these moments come down to coaching, and Patrick Mahomes once a year will have a couple weeks where he starts winging the ball around, making dumb throws. They still end up winning typically because they're the Chiefs and they're pretty good. But he said that it's times like that the coaches go to Patrick. And like I said, the analogy he used was golf. He says Patrick's in the rough, he's in the sand. The coaches come and they get him back onto the fairway. I predict the same thing will happen with Allen. I trust Dorsey. That was where Colin didn't agree. He was just making it. The whole take was about how great Brian Dable was. I don't disagree.
Brian Dable was really good. Yeah,
but I don't agree that Ken Dorsey doesn't have the ability to say, "Okay, Josh, this is what's going on." First 6 weeks, you're taking what the defense gives you. You're using the underneath stuff. Now you're trying to force it 15, 20 yards on every throw. Something's got to give, and I think that that's an easy fix. I don't think that that's something that he's going to be like, "Oh my God, I can't figure it out. I have to throw the ball as hard as I can 20 yards." It's not.
Yeah.
It just doesn't seem like it's something that is going to be this issue that is Josh Allen's downfall for the rest of his career. It's an easy fix. Dorsey knows what he's doing. Have him smash a couple more tablets, rip some cords, whatever it takes. I don't care. Just get him fired up and let's go. So with that brings us on to, I had local shout out banner up still. That's okay. See, I told you I screw it up sometimes too.
I didn't even notice.
All right, here we go. As my Bills rant will lead us right into, if I can find, there it is. Let me turn it down just a couple notches so it's not too loud. Reality over reaction, soothing lunchtime music. Don't fall asleep at your desk. You got to finish the rest of the day when we aren't going to be on, that whole time. So with all my Bills rant, reality over reaction. The Bills suck.
I mean, that's an overreaction. That's
every time they lose, I'm putting it up there.
No, dude, Facebook goes nuts with people who actually say the Bills suck. We're terrible again. It's like, you're going to look really stupid if they make a deep playoff run or win a Super Bowl. Like, you better be going back and deleting those posts because you look like a fucking idiot. Like, it makes me think that it makes me feel like Bills fans might be as bad or worse than Steelers fans. Like, you still have the best team, like, they're doom and glooming them, bury them in the backyard, they're done. No, that's not the case. They don't look sharp right now.
No, they don't.
Playoffs start tomorrow. I'd say they're in trouble, but they still got 8 weeks to figure it out. Like, there's enough talent there. I think it's going to be okay.
Reality overreaction. Kirk Cousins can lead the Vikings to a Super Bowl.
I mean, well, wait. Are you saying just to the Super Bowl or to a Super Bowl win?
I'm gonna say to a win.
I mean, I still think it's a reality. Like, I know it's going to be a primetime game, so that kind of messed. Although, is 6 o'clock primetime? Is that? That's
prime. The Super Bowl is a primetime football game. Yes.
Okay. Well, then maybe. I mean, I don't know. I really do. I think this Vikings
primetime, in my understanding, primetime would be anything that is broadcasted nationwide. It's not necessarily the time of the game, but like all playoff games are technically primetime football. I know that they like to say maybe the night games are exactly what they call prime time, but like if it's a nationwide broadcast, does that not make it prime time?
You would think. I mean, prime time's usually 8 o'clock, but regardless, I do think that Kirk Cousins can do it. I think there's enough talent around him. I don't think getting through the NFC is I don't think it's much of a stretch. And the AFC, like, anything can happen. We just watched him beat the Bills. We watched him on a major comeback against the Bills at that. I mean, I think this Vikings team is. I
can tell you, I had one particular Vikings fan texting me for about 2 days following that game, and it appears to me that may be the biggest regular season win of the Vikings franchise history, because based off of how excited they were and how they were saying to me, I was shocked to learn that somebody was that excited about a non-conference regular season win.
The way the Bills fans acted after the first 2 weeks and were already putting Super Bowl rings on Josh Allen, I think it's totally fair to be like, yep, we just beat you. Like, I just think it's fair. But yeah,
for 2 days though,
non-conference. God, I mean, if he knows that he's bothering you, yeah, for sure. Probably he should still be texting you right now. But yeah, no, I don't really think any differently of either team. Like, I don't think the Bills are worse. I don't think the Vikings are better. Like, they're both good teams. They've been good teams. They'll continue to be good teams. And it is what it is.
Brian says that primetime is after 7 p.m. So therefore, the Super Bowl is not a primetime game.
Half of it's prime. So he'll play a really good, like, first quarter.
Well, I mean, yeah, but that would be the same as like a 4:25 start then. So you're saying the fourth quarter of that is prime time because it's after 7 p.m.?
That's true. I don't know.
Right. The Super Bowl is not a prime time game.
All right.
So Kirk Cousins can thrive as long as he gets the 1 o'clock first round, 3 o'clock divisional round, 3 o'clock championship round.
He's okay.
Yeah. All right. Oh, where are we at? Oh, boy. Here we go. Reality or overreaction? The Cowboys are out of the NFC East race.
Reality? Were they in the race? When's the last time they were in the race?
I mean, I thought
they were like what, 5-1 or whatever, and everyone thought they were good. And I tried to tell everyone the Cowboys suck. There's no way they're going to do it. Like, the Cowboys are pretenders.
What's
told you
their
they were
record?
pretenders. I think 2 or 3 losses now. They're still in front of 40
losses take you out of the race. They're 6-3.
Yeah, well, the Eagles, that's probably the only loss the Eagles are going to have. Yeah, it's the only loss. The Cowboys suck. They're fucking terrible. There's no chance they're going to win the division. None. 0% chance. Reality. Right. No chance to win the division.
Reality.
The Giants have...
Take it to the bank.
The Cowboys have the tiebreaker over the Giants. The Giants are a game ahead of them as well. So there's two. They're in third place in their division.
Correct.
So yeah, I just don't like.
And the Commanders are sneaking up on everybody.
Yeah, and the Commanders are sneaking up, and I'll tell you why. I think this Heineke, I think he's for real.
Yeah, you think
they're better with him?
Rivera is going to announce that he's not starting next week.
That would be fire Ron Rivera if that's what happens. That would be garbage.
Speaking of firing, Reality or reaction? Josh McDaniels should be fired yesterday or the day before or the week before, month before.
When were you in Myrtle Beach? Because I was saying right then and there, why do we still have this guy as your coach? Losing to Jeff Saturday. This guy has never coached a game in his what? Well, I guess never. He was a high school coach. Did we find that out?
Who?
Jeff Saturday. He was like a high school coach for a year.
Yeah, he was, yeah.
Yeah, so that's his level of coaching experience. You are Josh McDaniels with the Raiders that had Super Bowl aspirations, and you just got fucking beat down by the Colts. Get him out of there. What are you doing?
Agree. Reality or overreaction? Tua is an MVP candidate.
I mean, I think that's reality.
I do too.
The team, they're on top of the AFC East. I don't know if they can get to the number one seed.
AFC East, but people often forget, and I think that this is a statement that goes deeper than just me saying it. Like people, as in people on the internet, regular people, but I think the folks who vote on this shit often forget it's most valuable player. Yeah. Meaning, what's that team look like without that guy?
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
And we saw what the Dolphins look like without Tua.
Yeah. But I think that still they need to change the name of it because it's never actually the most valuable player. It's always the most outstanding players.
Right.
What actually gets voted on.
And if you look at everybody right now, like we got a taste of the Dolphins without Tua, not the same team.
Yeah. Yep.
With Tua, much better, and he's putting up numbers. So
it really just depends on where they finish in the AFC.
And still hopes that he fails miserably on his face. Just bad. I hope everything bad for Tua. Not everything. I'm not gonna go too far with that. I just don't like the guy, and I don't want him to play well. I don't want him to get hurt or anything. I don't want him to get one more concussion and be like Billy Bob from fucking Varsity Blues, who can't even talk or stand up. But I do want him to play poorly. He's not. He's playing very well, and that's just is what it is. It's like when Kyler plays well. I don't appreciate that either. All right. Reality or overreaction? Justin Fields is the real deal at QB.
Overreaction.
Hold on.
Let me change it.
Shh. Hold on. I'll fix it. All right, there we go. Reality or overreaction? Justin Fields is the real deal at running back.
Reality. Absolute reality. He can run the shit out of the football, but God, the guy can't throw a pass to save his freaking life. I don't understand I think this is just the invasion of fantasy football into our lives where like people are like, oh my God, Justin Fields is really good. Like, no, he just runs fast. He's a good fast runner. He's hard to bring down. Yeah,
very hard to bring down.
But he does not. I mean, he is a poor man's Lamar Jackson, and I don't think Lamar Jackson's that great. Like, he's not as good of a runner as Lamar. He's not as good of a thrower as Lamar. It's the Bears. They're winning some sloppy games. He's got 2 giant runs the last
two weeks. Huge lead to the Lions, though.
Exactly, and part of that was a pick 6.
Right. Which, did you see Justin Fields' latest quote? Because he always comes out with some great ones. Everybody remembers after his first couple preseason games, he says, wow, the NFL is a lot slower than I thought it would be. Yeah, that's panned out well for him. Yep. Now he said, regarding the pick 6, that will never happen again.
Okay.
So he's saying he will never throw a pick 6 for the remainder of his career, which I'm
hoping he meant he'll never just throw a dumpy pass that was to nobody over there.
It was about the pick 6. Maybe taken out of context. I won't admit to that, even if it was. So Justin Fields never thrown a pick 6 again. Everybody should probably pick him up if you don't already have him, because he just guarantees big things.
Yeah, he's already gone in every league. It's worth a salt.
Reality or overreaction? Nathaniel Hackett should be fired yesterday or the day before, week before, month before.
I mean, I really think this is a reality, because that just seems like, unless Russ is just actually that awful and then there's nothing you can do, you have a plethora of talent on this team. The defense is, the defense is really good. Like, I'm just going to say it, they're really good. And they're almost worse than last year. It makes no sense to me. It's either Russ or Hackett. One of them has to go, and they just paid Russ a bunch of money, so I don't think it's going to be him.
Right. Reality or overreaction? This one goes out to Ron King, Ron Talks Sports, who chimes in quite a bit with us. Texted me on Sunday and said that Green Bay's win against Dallas was a statement win. I thought what would be great is to hear Sketty's take on this. Reality or overreaction? Green Bay W against Dallas was a statement win.
Overreaction. You can't have a statement win against a garbage team. It doesn't make any sense. That's like the Niners going out and smoking the Rams and being like, oh, that's a statement win. Well, no shit. The sun's going to come up today, too. I called that game. I said bet it heavy. That was my 3-bagger pick. The Cowboys are fucking trash. That's not a statement win. You beat the Vikings or somebody. We'll talk about it. But I just, no. I think Green Bay still misses the playoffs. I really do. I don't think they're getting it.
Not looking great.
No.
In fact, they got a tough matchup this week, and we'll get into that in the 3-bagger. All right. Let me kill the music here. That's all we got for opening, right?
I think so, yeah.
All right. So, hey, thanks everybody who's joining us so far. We appreciate you, the comments and everything. Speaking of comments, Brian did say 3 pick sixes coming up this week, guaranteed from Justin Fields after he did his whole, guarantee he's never throwing another pick six. Funny you say that, Brian. During the Bills-Vikings game, Bills are up 14 at halftime. It comes up on the screen. The Bills haven't lost a home game with a 14-point lead going into the half since like 1960. I knew we were doomed. It was in that moment that I took a big slug of my Busch Light and realized that I was in for a long second half. All right. But yeah, thank you everybody who's jumped in so far. We're going to take a quick break. If you're in here, give us a like on the video. We appreciate that. Helps us out. Give us a like, love, angry face if you think Sketty sucks. You can do that also. That's how we find out who's real fans are. All right, going to take a quick break. Like I said, there's no sports history this week, so we will be going straight into Sketty on following the commercials. Stick around.
Whenever you crack open a Busch Light, the mountain starts singing.
Busch. It's cold and it's smooth and it's waiting for you.
What is going on?
Hit it, Giant Kenny G.
It's so smooth.
Head for the mountains of Busch Light beer.
Hungry? Watching the game? Order some Napoli's Pizza, voted the best pizza in the Times Observer Reader's Choice every year. Homemade, hand-tossed, delicious hot pizza, stromboli, salads, subs, and so much more. Located in North Warren, come on in or call 814-723-7455 and ask about our specials. Pickup or delivery available 7 days a week, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Again, that's 814-723-7455.
Hi, this is Brian Hagberg, and I wanted to take a moment and tell you about our new website, yourdailylocal.com. Your Daily Local is your new home for news, sports, and events in Warren County and beyond. Our goal is to cover the people, places, events, and happenings that matter to you in a variety of ways, including writing, video, and audio. And the best part? All of our content is available for free. Head to yourdailylocal.com to get the news you need when you need it.
Hey there, everyone. This is Phil with JP Photography. I know. A photography ad on a sports show? I get it. You're here for sports talk and listening to Joe and Sketty's insane rambling.
Wait, what?
But bear with me for a few. I just want to tell you that JP Photography not only offers wedding photography, but also does events, engagements, headshots, family photos, and even some product photography. Be sure to check us out on Facebook and Instagram. Just search for JP Photography or go directly to our website at johnphilphotography.com. That's JONPHIL photography.com.
He's absolute trash.
Sketty on. Let's have a listen to what Sketty's on this week.
0% chance that works.
This week's Sketty On is brought to you by Complete Roofing Systems. The best the business has to offer, matched with the best prices. For your free estimate, find them at crsroofingteam.com or call them at 716-640-4609.
Sketty On, NFL officiating. Let me cue up your rock and roll music.
All right,
get angry.
Well, we all know the officiating in the NFL is terrible from week to week, but I felt like this weekend it was especially bad. And we're going to go with escalating dog shit calls, starting with the one that me and you argued about on Brandon Graham, the roughing the passer for touching the quarterback that gave himself up after he was trying to scramble out to the right, then run back to the left, realized he was fucked, kind of half-ass goes down, stands back up. Brandon Graham can't stop. He touched him. Piss poor call. Doesn't affect the outcome of the game. Not bitching to that. But you can't be running around back there. Shift back to the left. Fake half down. Get half back up. And then want a flag. That's just garbage to me. That's garbage. I know you disagree. Bad. Don't like it. Bad. Worse. The turnover in that game where Dallas Goedert, and I believe this is the play he got hurt on, but Dallas Goedert fumbles while getting face masked the whole way to the ground. Not a little grab. Completely face masked to the ground. The refs don't call that. And then the worst part is they have to look at the replay where they can't change a single thing about this and see, oh, wow, he got tackled by his face mask, and that's why he fumbled. How do you miss that? I don't know, but it was fucking garbage. Now we go one next step up to the Gabe Davis catch on the out-of-bounds play. What was that, in regulation still, to kind of put the Bills in field goal range. The fact that they didn't stop the game to even look at that, whether it was a catch or not, I don't care. How do you not stop the game to take a look? I believe they came out after and said, oh yeah, that was a drop. Well, great job, NFL. You're the only people that can buzz down there and say, hey, we need to take a look at this play. Then you blow it. And then we get into the granddaddy of dog shit calls in the history of fucking sports. Dre Greenlaw hits a running Justin Herbert after he gets hit and deflected and accidentally catches up everybody on the fucking broadcast, every single fucking person. This is not a penalty. These refs are meeting. They're going to pick the flag up. And for the first time in the history of the NFL, a fucking runner diving head first, called for the helmet-to-helmet collision, and they kick fucking Dre Greenlaw out of the game. New York calls and says, that's it, boot him out of there. It was the most dog shit thing. I don't know. Troy Vincent was sitting around, smoking joints, drinking beers, doing whatever. He said, fuck it, man, kick him out. It was egregious. It was terrible. Horrible. It's an NFL player. It shouldn't even been a fucking penalty in the first place. You can't control where that was going. Earlier, Derwin James on the fumble on Brandon Ayuk, crown of the helmet, which they're supposed to be stopping. Crown of the helmet, right to the ball, head down, hitting like Ryan Shazier. I used to say all the time, that needs to be a penalty because this dude's going to hurt himself. Then he basically half-ass paralyzes himself. NFL, if you care about player safety, why don't you stop that shit and quit banging on these guys for touching our star quarterbacks? Garbage week. Horrible. Don't like it. Done. I didn't watch a Cowgirls game, Hunter. I can't.
Are you okay?
My heart's hurting. Heart's hurting right now.
All right.
Pumping a little bit.
So, one thing that we don't ever do on the broadcast, but we often do in text messaging is when Sketty and I disagree, it's full on name calling. Like it's like the most high school back and forth that you would ever hear in your entire life. Like we
Yep. Oh,
it's how I know that we're really good friends, because like if you talk to a stranger the way him and I talk to each other, like you probably end up in a fight, like a full on actual fight. Like it would end with meet me here right now. Like that's about the only place our arguments haven't gone yet, is we haven't decided like a meeting place where we're going to fight. But no, totally disagree with you on the Brandon Graham call. And I did that night. I sent you because you were confused. You're confused about the rules. The giving yourself up. He gave himself up. They know that's rule. Not the NFL players. He gave himself up.
He gave himself.
He didn't, and you said he got back up. He did not get back up. He remained on one knee the entire time. So if we go by your logic, and there's no, I've watched the replay 1,000 times. I give you the only benefit of the doubt I'll give you is that the whistle Sure, he's blowing it. They're playing through the whistle. That happens. That happens all the time. But he had time to maneuver. They teach that shit. Like it's the new wave of tackling, even where they're rolling out instead of going through players. They're rolling them to the ground. Like it's all stuff that they know how to do. That was a big situation. Graham was trying to get the football back. Me and you both know that. He was trying to squeeze out a fumble. That's why he laid the hit, because he thought, we're good. And just tried something a little extra, and it cost his team. And that's the way it is. Like, he knows. Do I agree with the actual rule and the penalty? No, but they know the rule, and he broke the rule. I mean, even the guys on the broadcast, you talked to me about Greenlaw and how everybody on the broadcast was like, what the fuck? Why did he get ejected? And you're right. He shouldn't have been ejected. That was the most insane shit I've seen too, because you sent me that. You're like, dude, watch this. Because I fell asleep. Niners offense is like watching golf to me. Just fucking give me a pillow and it's over with. I'm done going to sleep. So I passed out in the first quarter of that game, wake up in the morning to a series of texts from Sketty. I could hear the anger in them just reading them. Finally, he tells me, you got to look this up, got to look it up. I look it up, and it was a terrible call. And how they came to the conclusion to eject him, it was literally like they said, hey, for this individual moment, we're going to take college targeting, implement it into the NFL, make a ruling, eject him, and then we'll go back to playing it the way we normally do, which me and you.
That was New York.
And how long have me and you been bitching about the NFL being too proud and not wanting to adopt the targeting rule as they should? And for that moment, they did it.
New York. The worst part is New York called down. It wasn't the refs that ejected him. New York called and said, get him out of the game. Troy Vincent called and said, that's it. You got to eject him. That was what unnecessary. Which I think Brian said Gardner Johnson basically the same thing. He got called for an unnecessary roughness, hitting a guy who was still inbound. The only thing I could figure was they were calling the Dre Greenlaw deal where his helmet hit the runner's helmet, and that's what they threw him out for. Because that one was terrible too. I mean, it was just bad weekend for the NFL.
I've never seen anything like that either, where they aren't like in a fist fight. Like, I've seen players get ejected for that kind of shit and sportsmanlike conduct, but in a necessary roughness where the target Greenlaw was going after changed immediately upon his impact. Like, it wasn't, there was no intent. It was unlucky. It was not intentional. And it was unlucky for Herbert because he's the one who took the brunt of it. I mean, in the end.
Well, the worst part was, you probably didn't see this part of it. They weren't even going to take Herbert out of the game. They threw Dre Greenlaw out of the game. And Justin Herbert's in there ready to take the next step. They were ready to make him sit out a play.
Because I did see Chase Daniels took 2 snaps, right?
Yeah, well, they did. But like Herbert was in there. And they finally come running in. And they're like, no. You can't do that. He's got to come out. Concussion protocol. Like,
look at this. Look at Chris Bunk.
Get back to your schoolwork, Chris.
What are you doing, Christopher?
Get to work.
This is a live show. You got to be paying attention to the name some geometry terms.
Triangle.
Like triangles. Acute angles and that kind of shit. Just Chris, come on. We appreciate you listening, though, and we will not tell your teacher. All right. Is that all you got for Sketty On?
That's all I got. Yeah, that's all I got.
Right,
this week's Sketty On brought to you by Complete Roofing Systems. The best the business has to offer, match the best prices. For your free estimate, find them at crsroofingteam.com or call them at 716-640-4609.
All right, we'll take a quick break. Be back with the things that sting.
Jones Pest Control, your hometown pest control company servicing residential and commercial properties in Warren and surrounding areas since 2015. Sean and his crew will work tirelessly to keep your home or business free of insects to rodents and everything in between. Contact Jones Pest Control at 814-230-9548 and set up an appointment today. And remember, ants, spiders, bees, or mice, don't think twice. Call Jones Pest Control, 814-230-9548.
Checkout means sales and services with 2 locations on Warren's East Side. Their garage at 800 Lexington Avenue not only services cars sold by Means, but has knowledgeable staff and modern state-of-the-art equipment waiting to serve their hometown of Warren. Whatever you need, including alignments, tires, brakes, yearly or enhanced PA inspections, oil changes, and much more. Make your appointment today at 814-723-7191, extension 2.
It's now time for the things that sting. The worst stories in sports, according to Joe.
This edition of Things That Stings, powered by Jones Pest Control. Ants, spiders, bees, or mice, don't think twice. Call Jones Pest Control at 814-230-9548. That's 814-230-9548. Only 2 stories to get to, both pretty good detail in them, though. Start off the tragedy at Virginia University. This is horrible.
Yeah.
Very, very unfortunate chain of events that took place here. So Virginia has canceled its game against Coastal Carolina on Saturday after the shooting deaths of players Lavelle Davis Jr., Deshaun Perry, and Devin Chandler, the school announced on Wednesday. Davis, Perry, Chandler, running back Mike Hollins, and another student were all shot Sunday night after returning to campus from a class field trip. Hollins survived but remains hospitalized after being shot in the back. The other student who survived is considered to be in good condition. The suspected shooter is former Virginia football player Christopher Darnell Jones Jr., who was arrested by police Monday. Jones is 22 years old and was denied bond during a court hearing on Wednesday. Jones was a member of the 2018 Virginia Cavalier team and was a one-semester walk-on. So, and we'll get to the part, there's no motive. I have more to read yet, but there's the motive really hasn't been established as far as the university knows. Doesn't mean the police don't know it, and they just aren't releasing anything on that yet. Jones, who police said was able to flee the shooting scene, setting off a manhunt and a 12-hour campus lockdown, faces 3 counts of second-degree murder, 2 counts of malicious wounding, and additional gun-related charges. Jones did not enter a plea Wednesday, appearing by video link from his jail cell. Jones told the judge he plans to hire an attorney, but the judge appointed a public defender to represent him for the time being. A hearing has been scheduled for December 8th for this case. Coastal Carolina expressed support for the decision to cancel the game. As much as we love game day, that's the quote, as much as we love game day and the spirit it brings, there's a time when the sanctity of life and sustaining of a community takes precedence. This is one of those times. Matt Hogue, Coastal Carolina's vice president for intercollegiate athletics, said in a statement, quote, "We fully support the decision and will continue offering our assistance and contribute however we can toward the healing of our friends and colleagues at UVA." So, this was Sunday. So Sunday night, they get off a bus from a trip. I believe they said it was to DC or something like that. And they get off the bus, and as they get off the bus, he opens fire on them. So it's unknown if this is they were old roommates or they were teammates or what have you with this. Being that he was 2018, I didn't see the years of those players, but that would, make them senior. Are they all seniors? I don't know. That's what I didn't look into, right? So I don't know the cause or if he had one target and hit others or what the deal was. So, excuse me. Hopefully that information does get, put out there here pretty soon. Just a shame, though. I mean, it's So Kevin chimed in, said they said on the news that he said the football players made fun of him. So I don't know if this was a bullying situation or what, but regardless, it ended with a unnecessary loss of life, and it's just super unfortunate. So we'll follow up with that as more comes out. Yasiel Puig pleads guilty for lying about a gambling ring. Pleaded guilty to lying to federal agents about an illegal gambling operation, the Department of Justice said on Monday night. Puig pleaded guilty to one count of making false statements to federal authorities, which carries a sentence of up to 5 years in prison. He also agreed to pay a fine of at least $55,000. Puig allegedly started placing bets on sporting events through a third party in May of 2019. The third party allegedly worked for an illegal gambling business run by Wayne Joseph Nix. A month later, officials said he owed Nix's company $282,900 in gambling losses. After paying off $200,000 of his debt through cashier's checks, officials said Puig then placed 899 additional bets on tennis, football, and basketball games over the next several months. It's unclear if he ever placed bets on MLB. Puig was interviewed by federal investigators earlier this year about his gambling with Nix's company, but officials said he lied several times, claiming he only knew the third party through baseball and never discussed gambling, despite texts to the contrary. Puig also later sent a WhatsApp audio message to someone at Nix's company admitting to lying to federal agents. Nix has since pleaded guilty to a count of conspiracy to operate an illegal sports gambling business and a count of filing a false tax return. Nix's business, the DOJ said, started about 20 years ago. His client list included several current and former professional athletes, and he employed 3 former MLB players. The quote says here, when given the opportunity to be truthful about his involvement with Nix's gambling business, Mr. Puig chose not to, IRS Criminal Investigation Special Agent Tyler Hatcher said in a statement from the DOJ. Mr. Puig's lies hindered the legal and procedural tasks of the investigators and prosecutors. So it's legal places. Why are we still doing that?
Yeah, right. Doesn't make any sense.
Like, it's legal a lot of places now. It's not just Vegas or Atlantic City anymore. I can do it right here from my home. Like, I don't like what are we doing? So I don't know.
Doesn't make any sense.
The only thing I can think is that, there's he didn't want to put his name involved in any app or sports book, across.
Yeah, possible.
It backfired on old Calvin Ridley. So yeah, I don't know. Right? But Puig hasn't even been in the MLB for a little while. He's been in like Korea or somewhere like that. Nick, free Pete Rose, agree 100%. He wrote a letter, last ditch effort. I was going to put it in today's show. We're going to cover it next week though. He wrote a letter about like trying just his last ditch effort to get into the Hall of Fame. So we'll cover that on next week's episode. But all right, that's it for the things that sting. You got any comments, concerns, questions?
None at all, sir.
All right. This edition of the Things That Stings powered by Jones Pest Control. Ants, spiders, bees, or mice, don't think twice. Call Jones Pest Control at 814-230-9548. That's 814-230-9548. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with My Hive and the 3-bagger. Blue Line Auto, located at 1606 Pennsylvania Avenue East in Warren, is locally owned and operated and is a family-run business specializing in vehicle sales and service. They offer state and safety inspections and general car repairs, including but not limited to brakes and rotors, tires, oil changes, batteries, starters, and alternators. They also offer vehicle undercoating prior to winter to help keep your vehicle protected. Currently, their hours are Monday through Wednesday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., and Thursday and Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call them today to schedule your next appointment at 814-230-9061. Your safety is their goal.
Hi, this is Ryan Klein, the host of the new pop culture podcast, Me, Myself, and Rye. You can find me on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and several other platforms. Special guests, breakaway shows, bonus episodes, cold beers, and a whole lot more. So what are you guys and gals waiting for? Subscribe now to the Me, Myself, and Rye podcast on Spotify or wherever it is that you get your shows and start listening today.
My High, Joe and Sketty's very own world of sports.
Live is presented by Blue Line Auto. For all your automotive needs, call Blue Line Auto at 814-230-9061 or stop in at 1606 Pennsylvania Avenue, East in Warren. Three bagger. Both went 2-1 last week.
I was going to say, couldn't.
Yeah, I should have been 3-0, but
You lost on the Bills.
Josh Allen fumbled a snap in the end zone, which was fantastic. So
What
yeah,
were the other
could have
ones?
been 3-0. Could
I
have
don't
been.
remember what other games.
What could have been. So Sketty
Titans?
last week, Seahawks, you had the Seahawks +3, that was a loss. You had the Dolphins -3.5 was a win. Packers +5 was a win. Your lock of the week, the 49ers go down, which is rare. You usually nail the lock of the week.
I couldn't predict the fluky fumble and the block punt. That's what did me in. Set him up with 2 field goals, just stupid turnovers. Should have known.
So last week I had the Titans -2.5, got the win there. Lions +3 for the win, and Bills -3.5, which was 6.5 at kickoff, anyways. But if you took it at 3.5, they could have covered had Allen been able to get out of the end zone. I don't even need to get into that. I'll just melt my fucking head again. So take us to the season totals. Sketty sitting at 15-15, lock of the week at 6-3. I am at 18-11-1. So pretty solid, pretty solid run at it right so far.
Yep.
So let's, with all that said, let's get to this week's picks. Sketty starting off. He's got the Browns +8.5 at the Bills.
I told you I like this, even if there was no weather, which I guess it's possible that this game is moved. But I mean, I think the Browns, are a team that like to run the football. The Bills have had a little bit of trouble running the football. They don't look sharp right now. I'm hoping that this isn't the trap game where the Bills come back to life and just absolutely drub the Browns, which is possible. But 8.5 points seems like an awful lot. I think the Browns can keep this close enough to cover. They don't win, but I think they cover. It's like a touchdown game.
So I'll just go with each one as you say them, because this is, I will tell you, the first week that I disagree with all three of your
really.
And I don't completely disagree with this one, but what my fear is exactly what you said and what I texted you earlier when we were talking about it. Somebody in the near future, whether it's Cleveland, whether it's Detroit on Thanksgiving, I don't know, but somebody's about to get they're about to get a super, super pissed off Josh Allen, and it's going to result in a complete trouncing. So weather, however, could prevent that from being this week. They're talking about a big old blizzard happening up there. Not that I don't think that doesn't affect Buffalo too much. That's where they play. They're all well aware of what the conditions can be like, but it can affect an aired out game, which is Buffalo's. That's what they do. So
I just think anything could happen if it's shit weather. I like big point spreads just because it's easier to keep the game close. I think in my eyes,
you ready for my favorite one of the week?
Yep. Oh, you're Titans. You are riding the Titans,
dude. They've keep covering. Since week 3, they've covered every game against the spread, every game. And now you're giving me this team, which I believe, if you look at these two teams next to each other, the Titans are the better team. The only position advantage I would say Green Bay has is quarterback, but Tannehill's back. He manages it. They don't rely on him to win them games. They rely on the run, which opens up a couple, dips and dunks here and there for Tannehill. Love this team getting points, taking this all day long. Curious. Actually, I'm going to look this up while we're on the horn here. Go ahead.
I looked at this game and I thought about picking it, but I was afraid because I feel like the Titans it's kind of like last year. Like, I just don't think they're a great football team. They always find ways to pull it out. Like, I just feel like this is a setup for them to lay a big stinker. I don't know. I got a bad feeling about it for them.
Okay, so
I avoided it.
Here's, I don't know. Hold on. Let me see if I can find anything else in comparison. Yeah, I mean, they have the Titans money line at +142. So I don't know that Vegas is daring me to take that.
Right. I don't hate this. This was an option for me.
I just think Titans are rolling right now, and they're finding ways to win. I think they have the better coach, and I just Green Bay gave everything they had last week. They released 2 guys now. Amari Rodgers is gone.
Yep.
Which doesn't hurt them. I'm not saying that's a bad move.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is there's just a lot of stuff happening up there, and the Titans just seem to be dialed into playing their opponent down to the wire and coming out on top. So even if they don't, I'll take the 3 points at a minimum, and I'll go with that. Sketty second, Eagles -6.5 at the Colts.
I think there's way too much hate on the Eagles going on. They did not play well against the Commanders, and they still should have won that game despite the costly turnovers. The Goddard face mask plus the what's his name, Quez Watkins is wide open, gets back up, trying to change it. That just changed the game. I mean, the Eagles should have won that game. They pissed it away. I don't think the Colts are good. I think people are too high on the Colts. You beat the Raiders. The Raiders are trash. I just think this is an easy cover for the Eagles.
Yeah, and like I said, I don't like any of your picks this week. And the reason I do like the Eagles in this game, and this is probably, if I was going to take one of your games and bet it, this would probably be the one I would go with. But they against the spread are not good. And I mean, I know that they've been facing a lot of big numbers when it comes to their lines the last however many weeks. But I don't know. They didn't look great with stopping Brian Robinson the other night. They struggled against the run. And now they have Jonathan Taylor coming at them. So I don't see that as an easier task than what they just dealt with. He had a pretty solid game under his new coach, Jeff Saturday, last week against the Raiders. So I could see it being close. I think the Eagles win, but I just could see this being a game where it's a 4 or 5 point victory. The hook definitely scares me in there, and I just don't trust the Eagles yet. Still haven't bought in. Bengals -4.5 at the Steelers. The Steelers, coming off their biggest win of the season, still don't have a touchdown longer than 8 yards. Both of their touchdowns last week were 1-yard touchdowns. Joe Burrow probably played his worst game of the season against the Steelers in week 1. I look for him to make all the corrections that he needs, and the Bengals start treating the Steelers like they did last season, an inferior team. I like Cincy in this game. They're coming off a bye.
With Watt back, I don't know. I don't know if I like this. That defense is good. I mean, and we know when the Bengals struggle, it's when you get after the quarterback, which
for sure,
easy to do. That worries me.
So I like him in the rubber match here.
Yep,
Burrow and company. Panthers at Ravens -12.5.
I'm taking the Ravens in the points for 2 reasons. The Ravens coming off the bye week. Usually teams perform well off the bye week. Mainly, Baker Mayfield is starting for the Panthers right now. Baker fucking Mayfield. Give me the Ravens, the points. Make it 21. I'd take the Ravens -21 because Baker Mayfield is garbage.
I'll bet you on a 21 point spread. Free chocolate milk for a week.
Oh, well, bud, come on. I ain't rich.
It's just a lot. It's a lot of points. The Ravens just have the tendency to forget how to play defense, and I could see a junk touchdown that means nothing in the outcome of this game being the reason they don't cover this spread. If PJ
Walker is starting, I wouldn't touch this. I would not touch it with PJ Walker starting. Baker Mayfield, I think it's easy money.
Baker Mayfield's the only reason they put points on the board in their last game.
Fair. I guess that's fair. I just have zero faith in the guy. Like I'm sorry.
So every week, and I don't always send it to you, but I always tell you, like, I always look at teasers. Usually do a 3 or 4 team teaser, depending on what I'm looking at. 6 to 6.5 points. I'll take it down. I would probably run with the Ravens in that mix this week. Like, that's something I will likely do. Take that point spread down to -6. Then I absolutely love them. But it's just a lot. It's a lot of points. The Ravens the Ravens' offense isn't the part that worries me. It's their defense just forgetting, and they've done that a lot
possible.
this year.
Definitely possible.
All right, my last one. Cowboys eating 1.5 on the road at Minnesota.
So you're basically saying you think the Cowboys are going to win this game straight up?
Yes, I do.
Is it a fucking Sunday night?
That's what I'm saying.
It's not a Sunday night game.
Doesn't matter. It's 4:25.
Oh, yeah.
Which means part of it leaks into prime time.
Well, maybe big emotional win for the Vikings.
That's what I'm thinking. I think that they gave it their all last week to win that game in Buffalo. They succeeded. It was a huge win. They're coming home. Cowboys coming off a bad loss, game they should have won. And I like the Cowboys in this game.
Yeah, what the fuck? I don't know what I was thinking. So the Vikings are home dogs against the Cowboys.
Yeah.
That makes no sense. That makes absolutely zero fucking sense.
I'm pretty sure I didn't screw that up, but let me just double check. Yeah, they're minus 1.5. Money line. Like the money line for Minnesota is plus 106, so they aren't even like giving you like that's not a bargain. Yeah. They're not. I like the Cowboys in this game. I think they bounce back. There's a lot of they didn't play bad in the game against Green Bay. They put up points. CeeDee Lamb had a nice day. Vikings are, I think, a little bit riding high. It's easy for Kirk Cousins to be grounded, and I think that happens in this game.
Okay.
Lock of the week. Niners at Cards plus 8.
Yeah, I'm taking the Cards plus 8. I think the Niners are going to win this game, but this is one of these fruity ones. Okay, so you're playing in Mexico on Monday night.
Up to 8.5 now, by the way.
Is it up to 8.5? Okay. Yeah. It's one of those ones that just seems like that's a ton of points. Kind of like the Browns-Bills philosophy, where the Niners should cover this. But I think Mexico City's like it's even higher than Mile High Stadium. Like it's like something ridiculously elevation's insane. Road game for both teams. It's a division game. The Niners usually struggle with Kyler Murray. Now the only thing is if Kyler Murray doesn't go, that would change things. If Kyler Murray goes, this is an easy cover or Kyler Murray doesn't play, this is an easy cover for the Niners. If he plays, they always struggle with him. I really just think this is going to be a closer game than what people are giving it credit for. I hope I'm wrong.
You think if Kyler Murray plays, it's an easy cover for the Cards?
Yes. Yeah, the Niners are not good against running quarterbacks.
Yeah,
but Kyler's played them tough probably 2 years in a row anyway.
Colt McCoy, 26 of 37, 238 and a touchdown.
Well, Colt McCoy plays is different. That's a different story. That changes everything. Colt McCoy's playing. I'm taking the Niners. I'm assuming that Murray's playing.
Really?
Yeah. I think if Murray or if McCoy's playing, he'll be dead before the end of the game. Nick Bosa will eat his soul. Kyler can at least scramble around down there. He just get away a little bit.
He just kind of dicked on Aaron Donald, though, didn't he?
Aaron Donald, he's done, man. He retired last year. He gave up.
Oh.
He gave up.
Okay.
He's over it this year. He got his Super Bowl. He's done.
I think he is over it a little. Is he over it?
He did. What's he done this year? The Rams have been pretty bad, but I haven't heard anyone screaming, "Oh, Aaron Donald's going to be, defensive player of the year for the umpteenth time." I don't know. I really think he's kind of over it. They lost Cup this week. Aaron Donald doesn't care. He's done.
I think you might be right.
He should have stayed. Yeah. I should have just retired. Retired. He should have. I agree.
All right. That wraps it up. You have anything else you want to toss out there? All right. I want to thank the sponsors, Swing Juice, Busch Light, Napoli's, Your Daily Local, JP Photography, Mean Sales and Service, Jones Pest Control, Me, Myself, and Ride Podcast, Blue Line Auto, and Complete Roofing Systems. Thank you, everybody who jumped in today. We had a little busy afternoon show. I was surprised. We didn't know what the viewership would look like today. We were up in the double digits for a good period of time. Got a bunch of comments. We appreciate all of you. Thanks for liking the video. Remember, you can like the video, you can love the video, or you can angry face, which means you think Sketty is ugly. And we We have one, Timmy.
It's only Tim. He's just mad because I keep shitting on his Cowboys. That's it.
That actually probably
100% correct.
But thank you everybody. Like I said, the afternoon or the noon shows will be going on for a couple weeks anyways. I have to look at the schedule, and we always let you know anyway. So thanks for jumping in. Congratulations to the nominees for the award. I had a couple texts already of people asking when they can rewatch the video. As soon as we end this broadcast, it embeds in all locations: Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. The audio only will be uploaded shortly after, so you'll be able to get that this early afternoon anyways. And, in all places where you might listen, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Odyssey, any place you get your podcasts, you can probably find us. So just do a quick search, follow us, subscribe, and have a listen. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you next week. Take care.